And I think that's one of the things that Weiners is really using to his full advantage is getting Squid in the corner and then punishing him once he's in the corner. I think Squid's going to have to find a way to answer back specifically in terms of positioning, like stage control, if he's going to find a way to win. So we got Santiago versus Weiners in Winners Finals. Santi decides to pull out his Ganon again here.
So I've heard most people say that it's definitely a Marth favorite matchup, but yeah. I do know that against worser players, at least, if Ganon gets a few hits off of Marth, he usually can lead to death quite easily because of the way that Ganon is just able to send Marth so far away at low percent.
Yeah, Ganon is one of those characters, right? Like, he's not particularly great. He's super, super slow, and, you know, it's hard to get anything started. But because he hits so incredibly hard, you really can't count him out, especially if the Ganon player is the stronger of the two players. So let's see if El Fuego can make that work, or if Weiners is going to find his way to taking this Winners Finals. Weiners so far up 2 stocks to 3. And El Fuego continues to get these single hits off, but he's going for a lot of these hard reads like that dare on platform, reading the roll away. And, you know, especially with a slow character like Ganon, you miss one read and that's it. You don't have the ability to, like, you know, make that, like, extra coverage afterwards. It's just, you're done.
Or a quick escape too,
yeah. Oh, man.
Although Ganon's recovery is slightly a little bit better than Falcon's just because of the fact that he's able, after the down B, to be higher up than Falcon would be.
Yeah, he was able to regain his double jump in more scenarios and trick up his recovery a bit more. But again, the problem is still he has no fast way to get to the ledge, and especially a character like Marth with that huge range on the sword, it's very easy to cover all of his options as he gets back. And Weiners really puts that on display quite quickly there. Santiago decides that character's not working, let's try Yoshi.
It didn't work out too well against Caesar, so I wonder if he'll work better out with Brandon.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, you know, if this isn't something that you're able to pull out against Caesar, you're going to find it really hard to make it work against Weiners. So
there's definitely a lot more tango too.
Yeah, let's see what Santi can find.
Well, I mean, it looks like he's doing a little bit better compared to last time.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things we've talked about a bit is how aggressive of a player Weiners is. I think that plays to Yoshi's advantage in this scenario in particular because you get more opportunities for those parries and for those super armor plays. We'll see if Santiago can continue to use that to his advantage. He started out pretty strong here, taking the first stock and getting 80% on the second. Let's see if he can keep it coming. Ooh, Weiners goes for that down air, but he doesn't get the spike. He's able to clean it up, though, by catching that double jump.
I think it's really interesting how both players are typically very aggressive. So
yeah, there is not a lot of downtime in this set. Both players are kind of flying at each other the entire time. And with that, Santi's able to take the second stock. Oh.
Because of Yoshi's super armor, Santi is actually able to get out of a lot of these combos that normally otherwise he might have been caught in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things about Yoshi that makes Santi so good at the game in general, is Yoshi is such a high-risk character, right? You have to be willing to make that call and just say, I am double jumping now, and if you figure out that I'm going to double jump now, I am so screwed, because now I don't have an up B, so I just have no way back if you're able to catch me after the double jump. But Santi uses that to such great effect, using the super armor and making those high-risk calls work out in his favor in so many scenarios.
Especially in addition to how good his punish game is with Yoshi right now. Because I'm seeing that a lot of times that Santi did try to break out with the super armor, he's usually in situations where he's close enough to platform that he can continue up with a combo or something else right afterwards.
Yeah, he's definitely not looking for stray hits. He's looking for combo starters, right? And I think that's part of what's really scary. He's willing to wait and eat a couple hits until he sees his opportunity and then jumps out at you with that super armor.
For example, you know how typically most players, when they're up in the air and they're in that situation where you can't be comboed anymore, but a lot of players want to go for that movement option where, like, they try to attack you. Santi doesn't choose to double jump. He chooses to wait until he reaches a platform before he tries to commit to any other option.
With that being said, Weiners keeping it close, last stock apiece, and we saw in the match against Caesar that you know, the combo game for Marth is also extremely strong. So, you know, this is far from an ended game. Ooh, goes for the F smash, but Weiners gets his shield out in time, able to make this combo work.
I feel like what Santi's looking for is an opportunity. Oh,
he's able to find the down smash and take that game. I'm really impressed. I thought, you know, he had that game versus versus Caesar. Yoshi Marth didn't look so great. Jumped off it right away and was done with that for the time being.
Looks like a very different match this time.
Yeah, this time he really showcased what makes this matchup kind of hard for Marth. It reminds me a lot of like Luigi versus Falco, where, you know, Falcos are very used to having these huge long combo strings that are like super powerful, super devastating. And Luigi, because he has such low hit stun, he pops out so quickly and can nair out of a lot of your combos. And it's not like that scary of an option if you're ready for it, but it's like so problematic if you know, if you try to go for that combo and get hit by it.
Especially
I feel like
since Luigi's panic button is really easy for him to continue comboing into too.
Exactly. And so I feel like that's actually a little similar to the Marth Yoshi, where, you know, Marths are so used to having this huge punish game, and the Yoshi, on the other hand, you know, can kind of break out of it at any moment. And so
easily convert too.
Yeah, and so it becomes this like test of your like patience and willingness to back off and you know, really your
especially create spacing where you kind of allow yourself to just let the Yoshi kind of almost kill themselves.
Right. And you have to be willing to not go for that last of the combo that's not real. Anyway, we see for this next game, Weiners wants to go to FD, and Santi says, I'll Martho you here. And so far, looking pretty strong for El Fuego. Up 2 stocks to having lost. Oh, there goes the first one.
That was a really good forward smash too, because in Santi's situation, he wasn't really able to do much because Marth coming down doesn't have a lot of options. And because of the situation he was in, that forward smash would come out from the top, which allows him to be able to react quicker than Santi can.
Yeah, at that point, as soon as Santi leaves the ground, if he's going forward at all, the F smash is going to hit him, right? And if he goes back far enough to not get hit by the F smash, it's very hard or maybe impossible to combo or to punish it. So a really smart choice by Weiners there to use the F smash in a position where if it works really well, and if it doesn't work, you're fine. You know, you're back in neutral. That said, Santi's able to get out of Weiners' second big combo and follow up with a combo of his own into a Ken combo kill and take that game. Santi up 2-1.
That was a really quick last
That was
too.
fast. 97 seconds in a Marth ditto? That's not common right there. That's real quick.
You know, what's a tough thing that I would like to see more in higher level plays, seeing people smash DI just normal combo hit moves. So for example, that forward air chain, typically it's really hard to get out of it once you're kind of locked in, but if you're able to SDI in a way where you can elongate the amount of time you have to just kind of get out and like react to something else.
Is that SDI away or SDI up and out, or which way are you aiming to SDI to get out of that combo?
I probably still have to know more because I feel like it's something that's not looked into as much, so I can't really say for sure.
I see. And as we talk about that, Santi takes an extremely quick first stock. He chooses to pull out his Sheik for this next game on Fountain of Dreams. Santi, for a while, was in fact a Sheik main. I would say this is likely Santi's second best character behind Falco.
Anyway, Santi plays Sheik is it's very fun to watch too because of how aggressive he plays it. And just like how he was playing with some of his other characters today, he likes to create a lot of situations for himself where he creates kind of an option select or kind of like a situation where he can choose what he wants to do later.
Yeah, he covers a lot and leaves himself in a position to move again really quickly. And I think that's really one of Santiago's like biggest strengths is he never leaves a frame behind. He's always moving on that like very first frame available, and you see his movement just looks so much crisper than a lot of other players of the same characters. He's just, you know, it's every single time he makes Sheik look so fast, and I think that's really part of the reason why he looks so strong, especially on some of these characters who are generally more like positioning and slower pace like Sheik and Falco. He moves so quickly, he has such crisp movement that he makes him look even faster than most other players do. You know, you have to go all the way to the level of talking about like a Plup or a Westfalls in order to talk about players, or maybe like a Shrink or something, to talk about players who are, you know, make the character look as fast as Santiago does. Oh,
I think what helps
what a trade.
makes Santiago a great player too is that instead of waiting for opportunity, he creates them. He creates the moments for himself where he wants to, for himself to be in.
Right. And we've seen in these last 2 sets, first versus Caesar and now here against Weiners, he is so aggressive. He's always pushing. He's always doing more. He never gives his opponent an opportunity to breathe and to think and to set up their game plan. And I think that's one of the things that makes him such a difficult player to play against. It's so much of a challenge, and I really like that about his gameplay. Oh, and with that said, Santi's able to take the fourth game with a 2-stock win, taking out Weiners 3-1. Good stuff to Santi, and really interesting to see that he won 3 games with 3 different characters. He didn't use the same character twice that set. The only character he lost with was Ganon. Then he put on a show with Yoshi, a show in the Marth Ditto, and a show in Marth Sheik. So good stuff to Santi, showing his command of the game. Looks like we're going to have losers semis up next. Caesar versus Squid. I think Squid might have just run to the restroom real quick, so we'll have a momentary break. This is going to be another Marth Falco.
What's up, Simon? I'm down to keep commentating if you want. Yeah. I could do one more and then you want to go on after? Oh, for sure, dude. For sure, Santi.
So this is going to be a Marth Falco. We just saw this, Weiners versus Squid. Weiners able to take the set pretty convincingly with a 3-1, including 2 wins on Dreamland. Let's see if Caesar can produce the same level of results, or if Squid's going to continue to have Caesar's number. These two play all the time, and Squid kind of has a really good read on all the options that Caesar wants to use. So we'll see if Squid can continue to show that, I don't want to call it dominance, but strong play against Caesar.
I think what's interesting is that comparing